So it was really unfair to him, and it was a total bummer. But there was a vacuum at the time, and a lot of people were trying to be as diplomatic as possible.
Say it! Say it! Say some bald, steroided out f***er was trying to swoop in with his production. Oh, Jimmy Guns, and Henry Cavill. Okay, now obviously there's a lot that you unpack when you watch this interview with Josh Horowitz on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. The biggest thing, of course, was the fact that he talked about a one Henry Cavill. Cavill? Did I say it like that? I don't know why I said it like that. Cavill. Too many L's. He does have two L's in his name. But, obviously, again, when I was watching this and then, of course, posting the video and seeing the reactions, again, luckily a majority of people in my mentions were like, oh, yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about and this, that, and this, and blah, blah, blah. But, of course, you're going to get those, people who just literally have the James Gunn derangement syndrome and cannot, anything the guy says, they're like, no, whatever he said, he's lying, he's this, he's that, he's this. They can't sit there and just put the bias aside, put the derangement syndrome aside and be like, okay, let me just take this in and whatever. But during that time, if you go back, you go back to some of those Film Junkie lives when all this was happening, and the information that I was getting, I was saying this certain stuff when it came to DC. And I was saying that Dwayne Johnson and $7 Theaters, they were trying, $7 Theaters, that was called $7 Productions. They were trying their best to grab hold of DC so then they could do the Rock version of the DC universe, which, yes, would still be a somewhat continuation of the DCEU. My mentions were a mess when posting this, but here we go.
That. Okay, so then jumping ahead, I just want to get my timeline down right, because I was somewhat in the middle of this in a weird way, because I talked to Henry Cavill in the middle of when Black Adam's coming out.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
We love Henry, of course. And
Yes.
right there, I started laughing because, literally James Gunn goes, oh, good God. Yeah. Like he knew it was coming. He's just like, oh God, yeah, that whole thing. But I do love the fact that we get that audible reaction from James Gunn where he just goes, oh, good God, let's hear it again.
In the middle of when Black Adam's coming out.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. And we love Henry, of course. And
yes, he's the sweetest guy.
Sweet guy. Love him. And he has the cameo at the end. We had a big moment on stage where he thought he was coming back. We all thought he was coming back, but maybe unbeknownst to him or not, you're already writing a Superman movie, which is clearly for a younger actor. Then soon thereafter, you get the gig as the head of DCU, correct? I had this roughly right?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, correct.
So then at a certain point, you and Peter have to have that unfortunate phone call, I would imagine.
No, we sat down with him. We sat down with Henry.
So without revealing too much, what is that like to have to be the guy to tell Superman, thank you for your time, we have to go a different way now?
See, it's funny right there too. It's like, they wanted to sit down with him. And yeah, which is commendable. It's like, no, let's not have a phone call. Let's actually sit down with them, which is good. You want to do a face-to-face. But yeah, anyways, continuing.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, I was, the day so we were dealing with trying to figure out if we could take the job at DC Studios.
Yeah.
And we're talking to David Zaslav and all the legal people there and figuring out what our deals would be. And the day our deal closed, all of a sudden they were announcing that, that Henry was back. And I'm like, what is going on? We know what the plan is. Like we know what the plan is. The plan was to come in and do Superman.
Yeah.
So it was really unfair to him, and it was a total bummer. But there was a vacuum at the time, and a lot of people were He's trying to be as
diplomatic as possible.
Say it. Say some bald, steroided out fucker was trying to swoop in with his production. Oh. He's trying to hold back right here. And again, this is where like James Gunn's like, oh, he's got somebody's like, he probably has some kind of device on him that Peter Saffron or his wife is like clicking, like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
diplomatic as possible.
There were other people that had a take on what they wanted to do with it.
They wanted to take on what they wanted to do with DC and were trying to force their way, and it just was never
force their way. Woo, baby. Woo. I wonder if Dwayne Johnson's seen this fucking shit. Oh my God.
part of the equation for David Zaslav, who was the head of WBD. So, so we came in, and that was really unfortunate. I'm like, this poor guy. And so Peter and I, the right thing to do is to sit down with him and talk to him. And we sat down, we talked to him. He was an absolute gentleman, a great guy about it. He said, the only thing I ask is that I'm able to reveal it myself as opposed to it coming from you guys. And I'm like, that's
he's a classic.
I like that. I like the fact that it was like, all right, you announce it. I mean, again, of course, who knows what happened in this meeting? For all we know, they had a big shouting match. Yeah, I mean, there always could be that. But of course, that's naturally not going to be said by James Gunn, Peter Saffron, or Henry Cavill. But I'm sure it wasn't that. It was just one of those things where it's like, it is the business. It is the business of all this stuff right here. But at the same time, it's like, the timeline of all this stuff. And I was talking about this. I was talking about this back then, and knowing that Dwayne Johnson was trying to swoop in because he wanted to be, he needed that franchise because, let's face it, Dwayne Johnson, his franchises are kind of running dry right now.
Exacto. It has been from the start. Yeah. Would it be too confusing to cast him in your DC universe going forward?
As another character?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I talked to him about it on that day. So I would love to put Henry in something. Yeah.
There you go. Would love to put Henry in something. Again, Vandal Savage. Make him Vandal Savage. James Gunn never had the intention of writing and directing a Superman movie with Henry Cavill. Okay? One of the things that I will push back on James Gunn when he talks about, they wanted me to do Superman. I didn't want to do Superman. I did Suicide Squad. Not what I heard. From the same information I was hearing about all this stuff behind the scenes when it came to Dwayne Johnson and $7 Productions and all this kind of stuff, I also heard that James Gunn did, in fact, write a little treatment and gave it to a good old Toby Emmerich. Again, take it with a grain of salt. Everything you got to take with a grain of salt because we weren't there. Everybody wants to claim that they were there. Oh, yeah, this is what happened and this is what happened. No, we don't. I've gotten information on what I heard, and it kind of checks out with what he has said. Oh, he fired him. Like, no, he didn't. There was a promise of a contract to Henry Cavill. He still got paid, like, I think, $600,000? He still got a hefty paycheck for being in cameos in Black Adam and The Flash. Didn't even show up in The Flash, but he still got, I think he got $400,000 for cameos. So he still got paid pretty decently for a day's work. I mean, my God. That's why I don't feel full on like, oh, goddamn, Henry Cavill still got a nice little paycheck for all this, at least. I always said that Dwayne Johnson and $7, they used him as a fucking pawn. They were like, hey, we're trying to win over this, and everybody keeps on asking about Superman. The tracking's not looking well. We're going over budget. We're doing all these reshoots. Fucking A, now we got to sell this thing. We got to get Henry Cavill Superman because that's the buzz. That's the buzz. We're doing all in, and it didn't fucking work. Because, like I said, half the diehard Snyder fans did not even fucking want anything to do with the movie, and they shat on it. And then people were just like, whatever. And the movie didn't do well. And Pamela Abdi and Michael DeLuca, they were part of that decision-making. Zaslav, not the best leader. Let's face it. We know this. He's not the best leader when it comes to leading Warner Brothers Discovery. And he didn't even and then he was just like, oh, yeah, let's get Cavill back. See if that works. Oh, I think James Gunn, you should really be doing this. Let's start signing the papers and blah, blah, blah. So when I hear James Gunn go like, I'm like, Yeah, we were just getting and you guys got to realize that these deals get put in motion way before they get announced. And I specifically remember going, why is James Gunn not even talking about Black Adam? His wife is in Black Adam. Why is he not talking about Black Adam? It's because he was seeing what was going on. Of course he wasn't going to promote it. Even though his wife has a cameo in Black Adam, he talked nothing about Black Adam because he saw what was happening. And they were trying to force themselves in, like he said. He was trying to be diplomatic, but I think we all know who he was talking about right there. And that's exactly the thing. You can go back to those Film Junkie Lives where I was talking about that specific thing. That's why when I sit there and I'm like going, okay. And like I said, the one pushback I said about James Gunn is the fact that he did write a treatment for Toby Emmerich. That's what I heard. I don't know. Like I said,